And good evening, everyone. Welcome to Come Together, a pure Michigan relief effort to aid our tourism and hospitality workers across the state of Michigan. I'm John Gonzalez from MLive.com, and joining me in Detroit is my good friend Tom Dalton.
Hey, John, here we go again. Night 4. I'm coming to you live from it's the Under the Radar Michigan Intergalactic Headquarters, also known as the spare bedroom turned into my office. I'm really excited about tonight because with everything that's been going on in the world, all this insanity, I think we could all use a little bit of Mackinac Island right now.
Oh, no question about it. And that's a magical place. Personally, I've been there so much. It's like a home away from home. But we have a big show for you planned today. We have some exciting news as well, some announcements we just can't wait to share with you. Some great entertainment. We're going to make some fudge.
We're going to have drinks.
We're going to have some drinks. This is a special Mackinac Island themed show, and we can't wait to kick it off for you.
Yeah. So why don't we start off with some Mackinac Island music from an actual islander?
Sounds great. Joining us now is Gabi Bodich. How you doing, Gabi?
So good. How are you both?
We're doing fantastic. Thank you. And I see you're social distancing there. Your brother Tim is in the background.
Yeah, we definitely are.
Hey, everyone.
I'm at Tim's house here and stoked and honored to be a part of the show. And yeah, just to be able to send good vibes to all of Michigan, and honored to be able to play a little music with my bro today. So we're stoked.
Great. Well, we're gonna catch up with you and learn more about your music, right, Tom?
Right. Yeah, we're gonna come back and talk to you in a couple of minutes. But if you could start us off with an awesome song, that would be great. Like I said, we all need this right now.
I agree. Music is the best therapy. So this first one's a song called Better Together, which I believe, and it's by Jack Johnson. Here we go. There's no combination of words I could put on the back of a postcard. No song that I could sing, but I could try for your heart. All dreams that are made up of real things, like a shoebox of photographs, a sepia tone of loving. And love is the answer, at least for most of the questions in my heart. Like why are we here? Where do we go? And how come it's so hard? It's not always easy, and life can be deceiving. I'll tell you one thing, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together. Oh, look at the stars and we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, so much better when we're together. All of these moments might find their way into my dreams tonight, but I know that they'll be gone when the morning light sings and brings new things. But tomorrow night you'll see that they'll be gone too. Too many things I got to do, but all these dreams might find their way into my day-to-day scene. I'll be under the impression I was somewhere in between, with only two, just me and you. Are things we got to do, are places we got to be. We'll sit beneath the mango tree now. Yeah, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, look at the stars and we're together. Oh, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, so much better when we're together. Get it down. Oh, believe in memories, they look so pretty when I sleep. Oh, hey now, when you wake up, you look so pretty. Oh, sleeping next to me, there is not enough time. There is no song I could sing. There is no combination of words I could say, but I will tell you one thing: we're better together. Yeah. it's better we're together. Yeah, so much better we're together. Do, 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 do. One love, one heart. Let's get together and feel alright. This was by Bob Marley. One love, one heart. Let's get together and we'll feel alright.
Gabi, that was fantastic. What a great way to open the show.
Yeah, thanks so much. We'll be back to talk to you in just a couple of minutes, okay? Yeah, you know, her spirit, I mean, it really personifies what that island's all about. She really is an island spirit. And it's so important right now that we all sort of get into that mindset of helping people. If you've got even $5 in your pocket, it's time right now to tip the hospitality workers that they're the heart and soul of Mackinac Island and actually much of our state's economy. So, and they could really use your help right now. So if you can, do what you can tonight. And you can even buy this T-shirt, right, John?
That's right.
That we're
Two
wearing?
Peninsulas, one Pure Michigan. They're available right now at the link, mrlaef.org. You can get $5 from each. The sales of the T-shirts will go to the relief fund. But you know what? I also want to talk more about Mackinac Island. In fact, we have a camera set up right atop Fort Mackinac right now. Check out this view, folks.
That is absolutely beautiful. I mean, and that's from the fort, correct?
That is from the fort. You can overlook Father Marquette, the statue there. Marquette Park is in the foreground. Then you can see the bay. You can see the straits. Can't quite see the bridge. You can see the lighthouse. To the right in front of you is Main Street. To the right will be Market Street. So we're going to talk more about the island and all of the features that make it so special and such a pure Michigan destination for all of us in just a few minutes. But I think we should get back to the music.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Gabi, you got one more song for us?
Sounds good to me. Always about the music. I got one more song. If it's all right, I'm going to play an original for this one. And this one's called Your Friends, which I thought was appropriate just in this time that's maybe a bit hard for people. It's just important that, you know, send those texts, send those calls to friends even more than ever and just check on them, make sure people are doing all right. So this one is called Check on Your Friends. What if you checked on your friends though? What if you checked on your friends? What if you checked on your friends? What if you checked on your friends? What if you checked on your friends like you check your mail, like you check your hair and nails, like you check your phone and freak out when a Wi-Fi fails? What if you checked on your friends like that? What if you checked on your friends like you check your DMs for the cutie from the grocery store who you would like to see a little more? Like you check out your favorite player's score and the highlights from his game before. Like you check the latest fashion all the fashionista bloggers wore. Like you check if those new shoes are on sale in the store, yeah. What if you checked on your friends like that? What if you checked on your friends though? What if you checked on your friends so you can make sure their skin still glows, their smile still shows, good water through their blood still flows, encourage their compassion to grow, and then you talk them up like they're a number one hit on the radio, cause their life is a rad portfolio. Find out what dreams they've chose. Maybe it's living in some jungle bungalow. I don't know. Whatever it is, just check on your friends. Yeah. Juxtapose, knock over negativity like dominoes. And it's okay to expose if they're sitting back, just relaxing, go with the status quo. Cause you know that ain't them and that ain't pro. Make sure they know a good ratio of all the relationships they choose to sow into. And listen to your friends. Take it away, Tim. Woo. Yeah. Alright, listen to your friends. Listen to your friends in quality stereo. One side for the words that's heard, and one side for the unspoken language they bestow. Sit with them on your patio. Listen to the pain they've had to undergo, and seasons in their life when they rode a slow plateau. Same as seasons where the blessings came in overflow. Make sure you don't take it for granted and dispose the blessings like the beautiful buffalo we don't see anymore in Northern America. What if you checked on your friends? Oh, what if you checked on your friends? Yeah. Just send that text, send that call. What if you checked on your friends? So you can make sure their skin still glows, their smile still shows, the water through their blood still flows. Encourage their compassion to grow. And then you talk them up like they're a number one hit on the radio. Cause the life is a red portfolio. Find out what dreams they've chose. Maybe it's living in some jungle bungalow. I don't know. Just check on your friends though. One more time, Tim. Come on. What if you checked on your friend? Okay. What if you checked on your friend? So what?
Gabi Fudge, that was an incredible original song. That's the first time I've heard that song.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Thank you.
That's awesome. Gabi, I got to ask you, a lot of people go to Mackinac Island, and some people really connect with the island, but it seems like you've almost become a part of the island. What's the magic for Mackinac Island for you?
Oh my gosh, that's a great question. I mean, first off, the people, like 100% the people from day one, like stepping off the boat at 17 years old. Just every person I met was so instrumental in my life and became a part of my family. And over the years, that birthed like the beautiful community that I feel I have in Mackinac Island. So yeah, 100% the people. And that's why I'm just so thankful to be a part of an amazing event like this that's just pouring back into all the people that just serve every day to make Mackinac the amazing place that it is. But yeah, the magic is the people, but then like just the nature and the tranquility of there not being cars, like just all the little things that make the culture as well. Like Mackinac Island has such a unique culture that I think really breeds like the ability for community to go beyond, I think, bound like walls that are sometimes placed in society. Like on Mackinac, I feel like it's just all those walls are crumbled and everyone is just a person and a human and be able to connect. And I've just never really seen a place that allows for that type of community to come together like it does on Mackinac. So for me, I could talk for a long time about Mackinac, but I think for me that's the people, just the value of it. So
Gabi, you have done so many things on the island and around the island. Now you're doing music full time. When we're excited for you to do and launch your career, Wildflower Music Collective, Wildflower Music, or Wildflower Collective Music. You have going on. I'll get it there. But tell us about when you're working on the island, right? Yeah. You've done so many different jobs there. What's it like to be an employee and service the community and be a hospitality worker?
For sure. Yeah. I mean, it's incredible. It was, I did, like you said, quite a few things. So starting off, drove for carriage tours for a couple years, and that was amazing and beautiful. And I feel like that was the perfect start to like learning the island and being able to literally guide, guests to the island through the beautiful history and the beautiful nature. And so through the years, I think the biggest thing that resonates is it always just felt really special to be able to kind of show people Mackinac, you know, and that was true. That's true for guests as well as friends. You know, if I was able to bring friends up, like that was my favorite thing, just to be able to like show them all my favorite spots on Mackinac and, you know, the secret little spots in the woods that no one knows about that are super cool. But even down to the guests or, you know, tourists that would come onto the island, even just for the day when I was working for Barn Landscape and Garden, which I worked for 4 or 5 years and beautified the island every year. That was the best part, to just see someone stop at like a hanging basket that was beautiful and just snap a photo. Even if they didn't talk to me, it was amazing to just kind of have that reward of like showing people that beauty, like, you know, being able to guide someone to just having a magical experience.
Now, Tom, before Gabi plays another song, can you remind everyone why we're here today?
Yeah, I was just going to say, this is all, I mean, hospitality workers are the heart and soul of Mackinac Island. And that's why we're doing this. We're doing that to raise money through no fault of their own. They've lost their jobs. They're struggling right now. So if you can, go to the link and donate whatever you can, because that's what this is all about. It's about those folks who need the help right now. And also like this. If you see something you like it on Facebook, share this link with your friends, encourage them to help as well, because that's why we're here.
That is exactly why we're here. I mean, this is a live webcam at the top of Fort Mackinac, folks, that you're seeing right on the screen right now. It's so gorgeous there. What a beautiful, pure Michigan evening there on the island. All right, Gabi, one more song.
Yeah.
What do you got
Sounds
for us?
good. All right. This last one is also an original. It's called Restin' in the River, and it's just a special song about gratitude. And yeah, so to wrap up, that's how I feel about a lot of the places I've been. I spend my winters in Maui, and so I wrote it on Maui, but definitely holds true for Mackinac as well. Super grateful to just, be a part of the beautiful community that is Mackinac. So this one's called Restin' in the River, and this is another original. We walk by the ocean and we cry for the people we were missing. I'm missing you, Mackinac. I'll be there soon. We looked a mountain and lied, 'cause her beauty was overwhelming. We looked at the riverside and we cried for the people who were suffering. We looked in each other's eyes and we cried for the joy that we were feeling. And we sang, oh, let the love flow through. It's like a river we are flowing to. Yeah, let it flow. And oh, let the peace rush in like the wind blowing through my skin. Oh, let the joy spread out, let the sunlight beaming through the clouds. There's a sun. The gratitude sink deep in my soul, changing everything. Let gratitude sink deep in my soul, changing everything. Gratitude is the message. It rains on us to progress us with the unconditional love coming down straight from above. Give up all the stress of the daily. Don't even try to repay me. Gratitude healing you. Gratitude is healing me too. Gratitude healing you. Gratitude healing me too. Oh, let the rain fall. Come, let it heal my soul. Oh. Shout out to Tim Bowditch, my brother, on the guitar. cloud. Gratitude sink deep in my soul, changing everything. Gratitude sink deep in my soul, changing everything. Gratitude sing. Nothing the rain can do is cleansing all in one way, all in the same. I look at the sun and who you love and know it's in every one of us, all in the same, all in the same. I love you, I love me, I love the birds and the bees and the trees and the way that we sing so freely. Help me be all I can be. I proclaim to all of these stars and things that are orchestrating everywhere we see. All the way, oh, let the love flow through like a river we are flowing to. Oh, let the peace rush in, let the wind blowing through my skin. Oh, let the joy spread out, let the sunlight beam through the clouds. Gratitude sink deep in my soul, changing everything. Get it one more time.
Thanks, Gabi. That was
Gabi,
awesome.
Fantastic
Appreciate
job.
you
Thank
guys.
you so much for joining the show. Well, all right.
It's time right now, actually, to bring back the gentleman who thunked this whole thing up, and one of our dear friends who's wearing his bike helmet for some reason.
Well, hey, we're talking about Mackinac Island. What would we like to be doing right now? We'd like to be biking on the island.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dave Lorenz, the hardest working man in the Michigan business.
Hey, how you guys doing? The show's great. Boy, she's fantastic, both of them. There's nothing like a family, when they're playing music like that. And, we're all a family in this tourism world. And right now our family is really hurting. So a sincere thank you for joining us this week, for being a part of this coming together of people in Michigan as we celebrate National Travel and Tourism Week. But we're really hoping you can help out tonight by going to that website, MRLAEF.org, and making a donation. Does not have to be a big donation. I think so often people think if they don't have a lot of money, they can't take part in things. But the reality is that all of us, if all of us took part in this to some degree, can you imagine how much money we could raise for people who really need it right now? Our tourism family, the people who are out of work, as Tom was talking about earlier, it's not their fault, none of our faults for what's happening to us right now. And we're really in rough shape. And soon we'll be heading to Mackinac Island. We'll be jumping on our bikes and be riding all over the place. But for right now, let's help those folks out who are literally, usually helping us out. MRLAEF.org is the site. It's really easy to use. And if you're on smartphone, by the way, I noticed you might have to go to the little menu and then bring down the relief effort thing, and then you can get to it. So do it today, please. We'd really appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Dave. We're happy to help out, and we hope those that are watching right now can definitely do what they can with whatever they can. We do appreciate it. Check out that view, folks, of Mackinac Island. It's so beautiful. It's a live cam that we have set up on top of Fort Mackinac right now, overlooking the Straits, Main Street, Market Street. It's just a gorgeous, pure Michigan view.
Well, John, what do you think about having an island cocktail right now?
I could use a cocktail. Sure, why not?
Well, why don't we head over and see my good friend, Brandon Sheldon. He is the general manager at, the Mission Point Resort is near and dear to my heart. It's a quick story, and I'll make it quick. I got engaged on Mackinac Island 30 years ago. We went up to Market Street, my wife and I actually bought these wedding rings at a little jewelry store. We took a carriage ride down to your place, Mission Point Resort, and then we sat down at the Round Island Bar and had 2 snifters of Grand Marnier and celebrated. And so I know that bar where you are very well. I've spent many evenings there having a wonderful time.
Well, welcome back.
Yeah, I mean, look at the view. Turn around. You can go ahead and turn around and look at it. I know, isn't it amazing?
We couldn't ask for a better day.
Yeah, well, this must be a tough time for you because right about now you should have a whole resort full of staff people getting ready for the season. Yeah. And I imagine it's kind of empty up there right now.
Yeah, we typically be open by now, too.
Yeah. So this, I mean, it's like a family up there. You've got how many people that, you depend on up there?
Yeah, typically during our season, in our peak of the season, we've got 250 to 280 team members who have been working with us for, some 1 season and others 20 seasons. And you use that word family, and that's exactly right.
Yeah, Mission Point Resort definitely is one of the places you must visit. That Round Island Bar, like Tom said, is a lot of fun. You can watch the freighters go by. It's got a great community vibe to it. So it's a fun place to go, whether it's for dinner or just to hang out. Now I see something there in front of you. Are we going to be making a cocktail right now?
Yeah, I thought tonight would be a perfect night to make a Michigan Blueberry Mojito. One of our most popular drinks. It's refreshing. It's delicious. And it's really simple. So I thought I could show everybody at home how to make one.
Well, let's do it.
I'm thirsty.
All right, perfect. So first we're going to start with some Michigan blueberries, sourced locally here in Michigan. Next we will go with our mints. Unfortunately, this mint is not from one of the 2 herb gardens we have on property, but when you all come to see us this summer, the mint will be pulled right from there. Next we will use 3 to 4 slices of lime. And then after that, we're going to add 1.5 ounces of simple syrup so we can make our drink sweet. We're going to add all those together, and then we will muddle everything.
Ah, the muddler.
Yeah, it's going to help make the color of the drink and bring out the best flavor in the mint here. All right, so now we're going to add some ice.
I can smell it now, Dave, or Tom.
What?
I can smell it.
I know. I can almost taste it.
And next we'll add 2 ounces of Bacardi Limon. Some rum here. All right, and then we are going to shake it together.
Is that something you normally serve at the Round Island Bar?
It is, yeah. It's our most popular cocktail we serve here. Last year we sold over 5,000.
Wow.
Yeah,
it's a heck of a night.
Yeah. How many did you sell to John?
Quite a few. But it's sweet, but it's not too sweet. It is anybody who's looking for something to drink, it's a perfect drink for them.
Yeah, it sounds wonderful. And I have to remind people, if you've never been to the Mission Point Resort, just to walk into that lobby, those giant wooden, it's just explain it. Go ahead and describe it if you can.
Sure. Yeah, it's hard to explain, but it is a teepee formation with Norway pines that are about 36 feet tall. It's absolutely stunning. In the mid 50s, it was built, and those pines came from Paradise, Michigan.
Yeah, and if you look up the word picturesque in the
Yes.
dictionary, there'll be an actual photograph of the grounds at Mission Point, because the grounds there are beautiful, beautiful.
They are. And a fun fact, we've got 33,000 tulips across property here that are about to bloom. We will do our best to share those photos on our Facebook, on our Instagram, and our website, so everybody gets a chance to see them.
Yeah, well, that would be great. So let's take last look at that drink, though.
Can you hold it really close to the camera?
We're going to add a little bit of soda there.
Yeah.
We will add a lemon for garnish. And there you are.
A little closer.
Mojito.
Oh,
So cheers to everybody at home.
cheers, man. Thank you so much for doing this. It means a lot, because we're raising a lot of money for people that really need it right now. So thank you so much for doing this.
Yeah, it's a fantastic cause. Thank you for having me. Similar to everybody else, we've got hospitality workers waiting to get back to it. So we're excited.
Don't waste that drink.
I will not.
Take care. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, fellas. Have a great evening.
I wish I was at the Round Island Bar right now.
Oh my God. I've sat there so many times and celebrated so many wonderful moments in my life. It's just a great place.
Yeah, it's cool that you got that personal connection to it, though. I like that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's a true story. We actually took my wife and I sat there and drank our warm Grand Marniers, and we just celebrated the fact that we just got engaged. So
yeah, well, congratulations.
Thanks. You're probably wondering why I'm not wearing the ring. I should. My finger got fat. I can't get it back.
I wasn't going to say anything, but there's the view, folks. That's what we're talking about today. We got plenty to coming up here. More music. We're going to taste some fudge in a little bit, and let's bring back Dave Lorenz because is he still around?
There's
I
Dave.
am. What do you mean I'm still around? Everybody's still around. We're in our houses right now.
That's true. Where's he going to go?
We need to be in our houses right now, but before you know it, we'll be traveling. So a couple things. We always say your trip begins at michigan.org. Mm-hmm. What we mean is that's where you need to do your trip planning and do it right now. But I'm telling you, if you're going to be like me and you're going to go to Mackinac Island this summer, you better make your bookings now. In fact, I just helped to make some plans today. We're going to be there in June, and I certainly hope you're going to be there with us this summer. I think fall is going to be the new summer to some degree, but let me tell you, make your bookings now if you want to travel around Michigan, and we certainly hope you do.
Yeah.
In the interim, something else you can do is you can go to that website, MRLAEF.org, and make a donation of some sort. We really appreciate it because all this money is going to the displaced tourism, hospitality workers out there. There are more than 300,000 people who are out of jobs right now because we are being responsible, staying home to keep other people safe. So, we'll do this as long as we need to, but as soon as we can travel, we'll be out there. And then those people will be able to get back to work. Let's hope. It'll happen slowly, but it will happen eventually. So let's do what we can right now to help them by giving to this fund. And then as soon as we can, let's get to these places in Michigan. Let's have some great times. Let's spend some money and make some big tips directly to those folks. But right now, as Tom said, see it as a tip that you'd like to give them right now by giving that donation. Would you please? MRLAEF.org. We'd really appreciate it. And by the way, our crew was telling us that they got that fixed on the app right now. So if you go to MRLAEF.org, very easy, very obvious. Do what you can, please.
Dave, I know that we said earlier in the show that you have some announcement of totals because we have been able to raise some money this week, right? This is night number 4.
We have. And, people are so generous. Big dollars and small, they all add up. So the last count I saw was over $20,000 that have been collected. And that's a lot of money, and we're really appreciative. But the need is so enormous.
Yeah.
It is so enormous. Because, people can apply for this and they get grants from MRLA. It's a gift. It's not a loan.
It's a car payment. It's a rent, right. It's a car payment. It's
apartment, whatever it is. And they get to keep it. It's the way it is. But we'd really appreciate you helping out. And we're very appreciative for all the donations we've received so far. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dave. All right. Well, Tom, I think it's that part of the show where we really, folks, this is the part of the show. We want you to be involved. So watching on Facebook right now, we really appreciate you tuning in here. But we're going to bring in a good friend of ours. We're going to play a little game as well. Let's welcome Phil Porter, Director of Mackinac State Historic Parks. How you doing?
Good evening, gentlemen.
I got you.
Phil, I have to tell you, I'm a little nervous about this. I'm a little nervous about this segment because I think John's smarter than I am, and I think he knows more about Mackinac Island than I do. So,
you guys are both a couple of experts. I'm not too worried.
Before we get to the trivia portion of today, just tell us real quick. I know you guys are getting ready to celebrate a huge anniversary, and things have been delayed just a little bit. How are things going at Mackinac State Historic Parks?
Well, obviously we're delayed like so many places and parks in the state, but we are getting ready. We're really excited. This is a very special year for us because it was 125 years ago that Mackinac Island State Park was established. It had been a national park prior to that for 20 years. And when the federal government gave it up, the state took it over. It became the first state park in Michigan. And there's very few state parks in the country that are 100 years old. We're 125 and real proud of it and happy to share that anniversary with our visitors this summer.
It's going to be a great summer, and we're looking forward to that. But what people don't realize is that the state park there and what you're offering at Fort Mackinac and Fort Michilimackinac across the straits there is really a chance to look at history.
Yeah, we have lots of opportunities for folks to enjoy it at all of our historic sites. They'll all be open by mid-June, and we're doing everything we can do to prepare them to get ready. And we have a lot of hospitality workers that are waiting to come back to work. And so I appreciate the work you're doing to try and support them while they're off, but they should be on, but they're ready to come back as soon as we call them.
Wasn't Mackinac Island also designated the first national park as well? Or one of the first national parks?
It was the second, Tom.
Second, that's what I thought. I knew it was one of the first.
I knew that one. I had the first one. All right, folks. Here's what we're going to attempt to do, and if you're watching, and thank you again for watching and tuning in tonight. Phil is going to ask a trivia question, and then Tom and I are going to see which one of us can guess it first. So, Phil, are you ready for the first question? We want you to play along at home.
I am ready.
All right. Go ahead. Ask away the first question.
The answer is yes.
All right. As we just talked about, Mackinac Island was the first state park in Michigan, founded in 1895, 125 years ago. The question for you, gentlemen, is what's the second oldest state park in Michigan?
Oh.
Ooh. That's a good question.
That's a good one. The second? Boy.
I would think it's probably down Detroit area, south, like Monroe or something like that.
No, you got to come north, John.
Really? Okay. Tom, what do you think?
Boy, the second state park. Oh, well, no, it's not the sand dunes because they weren't.
That's not a bad guess.
Well, I'm going to guess the sand dunes for state park. No? No, is that a no?
All right. Let's.
No.
Okay.
People are guessing on Facebook. People are guessing on Facebook.
At the very tip of the net.
If I get this right, do I get that mojito?
We've got questions, Tom. You got to get a lot of them right.
So would this be a Fort Michilimackinac?
That's right. Michilimackinac State Park, 1909, 14 years after Mackinac State Park. That was number 2, and it is also under the jurisdiction of the commission, and that's the home to Colonial Michilimackinac and Old Mackinac Point Lighthouse. So that's number 2.
John's on the board.
So that's a draw, guys.
That's a draw. I would say.
Okay, question number 2. Gerald Ford was the only sitting president to ever visit Mackinac Island in 1975 when he was running for re-election. Many other presidents came before they were in office and after they were in office. But this future president came to the island in 1897 as the Assistant Secretary of the Navy to review sailors on board the gunship, the USS Michigan, while it was docked at Mackinac. He later was elected governor of New York and became president in 1901 on the assassination of William McKinley.
Oh, boy.
We're both good. I'm not in this one.
I'm not in this one either. A couple of guesses that I'd have aren't even in that time period, so I don't even.
Think about somebody who was also very involved in this country in starting parks around the country.
Oh, it wasn't.
They named a teddy bear after him.
I was going to say it wasn't one of the Roosevelts. Was it Teddy Roosevelt?
That's right.
Oh, wow.
Theodore
Okay.
Roosevelt.
Okay.
Theodore Roosevelt was the Assistant Secretary of the Navy and was on the island at Fort Mackinac in 1897.
Interesting.
All right, let's make it a little bit easier. Now, Mackinac Island's got a couple of forts. Everybody knows about Fort Mackinac. This is a 2-part question. There's another fort on the top of the island. What's the name of that fort?
I know that one. Oh, we both know that one.
Oh, because we were discussing this the other day,
Yeah.
and you actually said, "What's the name of it?" And I knew it.
Yeah, because I forgot. I've been there. It's Fort Holmes.
Fort Holmes. That's correct.
Yeah, I've actually been there.
That's part one. That's the easy part. Now, what's the original name of the fort when it was built by the British in 1814? It was named after the King of England.
Oh, shoot. The original name of Fort Holmes?
Well, it was a British
Prior to
fort,
Fort
right?
Holmes, it was built by the British after their king.
Mm-hmm.
Boy.
I don't know.
No, I don't know that.
King George III was the King of England, and it was called Fort George until the Americans took over and renamed Fort Holmes.
All right.
All right.
I know the Americans took over in
Here's another one.
1915.
All right. Well, let's do one more.
Okay, Old Mackinac Point Lighthouse in Mackinac City, one of our historic sites, was first lit and helped guide ships through the Straits of Mackinac in 1892. It was decommissioned on the Straits of Mackinac in 1957 because a new structure was built that had navigation lights. What was that new structure?
You're giving us some tough ones here. I said make them easy.
It's really big. It goes all the way across the Straits.
Oh, it's the Mackinac Bridge.
That's right, the Mackinac Bridge. They put navigation devices on the Mackinac Bridge, and it made the lighthouse obsolete. And we've now turned it into a museum that people can come and learn about lighthouse history.
Oh, fascinating!
But good job, guys.
Thank you very much, Phil. Thank you so much for joining the show. Real quick, where can people get more information, and when they get ready to plan that trip, where can they go to get the details?
They can come to our site, MackinacParks.com, all one word, MackinacParks.com. We have all the information about when we're opening, what we got going. And while we're closed, we're putting a lot of content online. Go to the same website and look at Explore at Home. There's stuff for teachers, for kids, for visitors who can't get out of their home, but they're dying to know more about Mackinac. We got videos, we got kids' activities, all kinds of stuff that we're trying to do for the public while we're closed. So, and for both of you guys, because you're so game and you're so willing to do it, I have something for you. It's our newest publication. It's called Through an Officer's Eyes. It is the story of an officer who was at Fort Mackinac who kept a photo album while he was there. And this is his photos of the time he was there in the 1880s. And it's available for sale. But you guys, and thanks for what you're doing for the hospitality workers. A copy's coming to both of you guys. So
thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Take care, Phil. It's good to see him. He is a font of knowledge when it comes to the island and island history. I can talk to him all day.
Yeah, I wish he would have given us some easier ones, like what's Fudge made out of?
What were the movies made on Mackinac Island? Stuff like
right.
Yeah. Oh well, that's the way it goes. Hey, speaking of the island, we've got I think one more music act, right?
Oh my gosh, that's right. We have Pete's coming up.
Yeah, let's bring on Pete.
Pete Kehoe.
Hey, fellas.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Oh, you put on your island shirt for us. Thank you.
I did. As a matter of fact, this back in the day, it used to be known as a day off shirt. If you saw an island service industry worker with one of these on, they were on their day off and you didn't bother them. So
you've been on the island entertaining for years and years and years. I mean, the Pink Pony, you've been all over the island.
Yeah, I have.
What's your message to people who are maybe watching right now, why they should help out the hospitality people that work on that island and the rest of the state?
Honestly, some of my dearest and longest standing friends came from my early years on Mackinac Island. Seriously, some of the best friends that I have, lifelong friends, have been service industry people that I met while playing up there 30 years ago. And still to this day, keep in touch. On both hands, 70% are Mackinac people. So they're good people. They're hardworking. Invariably just a good work ethic and good people, So they this is a tough blow for all of us. And the restaurant business in particular, restaurants and bars, and lodging, of course. But yeah, it's tough, man. And it's going to be tough for a while. So we need to help everybody.
Well, Pete, Pete Kehoe, what song do you have for us right now?
The first song is actually one of my songs. It's called Big Water. And it's a sailing song that was definitely inspired by Mackinac. My friend Tim McCleary, who is the manager of the Mackinac Island Yacht Club, shout out to Tim. Tim got me into sailing a long time ago, and I would never pretend to be the sailor that he is, but he definitely instilled a love for sailing in me. So this is it's just kind of a tribute to sailors and the Straits in particular. So. I hear big water, I can hear your voice on the wind. Coming in from the harbor, wanderlust calls me again. The water's zero, like the thunder and foam on the shore. The trade winds caress, the charms they possess you once more. Something inside you just feels so alive just to be. The soul of a child imprisoned, now wide and free. Take me, big water, come carry me home to the blue of your body, make it my own. The canvas is reaching for places that I never know. Water carry me home. The sun on your wings, they glisten like diamonds on fire. Smooth as you come, beckons like one to desire. The inside me just feels so alive just to be. Lifting my soul to the skies, soaring over your seas. Take me, babe, water, come carry me home to the blue of your body, make it my own. The canvas is reaching for places that I never know. Big water carry me home. Big water, come carry me home to the blue of your body, make it my own. The canvas is reaching for places that I never know. Big water, carry me home.
Pete Kehoe, incredible.
Thanks, fellas.
What a great song.
Thanks.
Well, if you don't mind, we're going to bring you back in a little bit.
Okay.
Play some more music.
Sounds good.
Because, John, I think right now it's time for you and I to have to satisfy all of our sweet teeth. Is that true?
That is true. And joining us from a Fudge marble table somewhere in Michigan is our good friend Todd Callaward. Are you around, Todd? How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing all right.
Oh gosh, you can turn the light on if you want.
Fudge making in the dark.
I don't know why it's not working.
You know, we can hear you fine. We just
that's some dark chocolate fudge.
Well, it says it's on, so I don't really know.
Well, okay. I tell you what.
This is what fudge looks like.
Yeah. Now, so we were both supposed to get shipments in. You got yours in today, right?
Yeah, I'll share if you want. So mine came literally 10 minutes before we went on the air.
That's awesome. What flavor did you get?
I got chocolate with and without nuts. And then I got, oh my gosh, I got, this looks like peanut brittle. I got peanut brittle and I got caramel corn, my wife's favorite.
Well, I tell you what, let's bring Dave Lorenz in real quick, and why don't you guys talk fudge for a little bit, and I'll talk to Todd and see what's going on. Okay?
Yeah, if reboots might make that work. I got to tell you, because it's really fun to see how fudge is made. I've done that. Tom, have you done that?
Yes, I have done that on the show, and it's you got to be quick. I mean, if you don't know what you're doing, you could lose some fudge on the floor. But
it's just awesome. And of course, people who, there are a few people out here who have never been to Mackinac Island and might not know that there's a real tradition and a connection, just like this connection we're having tonight, between this sweet treat we call fudge and Mackinac Island. It actually became so popular at one time we started calling tourists fudgies because they would go all the way up to Mackinac to get the fudge back in the days when they would take steamships and trains up there. It's pretty amazing. Must have been.
And when I was a kid, I honestly thought that Mackinac Island was the only place you could get it. It was like this magical little island. You couldn't find it anywhere else until once, I think I was a teenager, I saw it, and I saw it somewhere near my house. I'm like, oh, gosh, I thought you could only get it there.
Well, Todd is owner of Ryba's Fudge and also of the Island House, which is the oldest hotel on Mackinac Island.
Yep.
And interesting, though, that Ryba's has a connection, if I remember right, and I might have, because there are so many great fudge shops on Mackinac Island, but I think there's a connection between Ryba's and Grand Hotel, if I remember right.
Oh, well, the colors match.
Yeah, true. Yeah. So we'll hope we can get Todd on to tell us that story.
Because Ryba's has been around for 75 years now.
It's amazing. It's amazing. Well, so people have been coming up to Mackinac Island for well over 100 years. So it's been something else, and it's a special place. And I know that those of you who have been to Mackinac Island, you've enjoyed the fudge and all those cool things. You know it. And you, like us, love the island. And, one thing that it would be nice if you could consider is making a donation to this fund to help displaced hospitality workers, many of whom would normally be working on Mackinac Island right now and welcoming you. So that website is mrlaef.org. And they made it really easy for you to go there and then make a donation. Now, there's one place where you can opt in or opt out, and it's for a different, like a fee. You don't have to pay that. So if you don't want to pay that, just zero it out. Make your donation as you choose, and that would be great, and we certainly would appreciate it. But there's Todd.
Oh my gosh!
All right, we see him. Hey, Todd, how you doing?
Got some glitchy Wi-Fi here, I guess. We don't use fudge making Wi-Fi very much. So.
Hey, it's live webcast. You know how it is. Hey, I understand you're going to show us how to make some fudge.
We are going to. I'm with my brother-in-law Les here. He's making fudge for us. Let me see if I can adjust the camera a little bit so you can see the fudge.
I've always wondered why do they use marble? What's preferable about marble?
Marble absorbs the heat from the fudge. And so you make like 20, 30 of these on a slab, it gets really warm. And the marble just draws it out of the bottom of the fudge. So the fudge can crystallize, and so you can form it into a loaf.
Right. I understand there's no fat or calories in fudge either, correct?
Really, there isn't a lot. Sorry, so.
Hey, Todd, while we were trying to get you back online here, Dave mentioned the term fudgy, and there's actually a history with the term fudgy and Ryba's.
Absolutely. My father, Harry Ryba, moved to Mackinac Island in 1960. And then basically he started dubbing them, he moved the slabs from in the back room to the front room so people that walk by, they can actually see the fudge being made and he made kind of a show about it. And then he called the Mackinac Island Fudgies to promote fudge on the island. He had little pink buttons that said, I'm a Mackinac Island Fudgy. And gave those out to everybody that walked by, and everybody walked around with pink buttons on their shirts all day long. It's kind of fun.
Well, you know, guys, people could write business books on competition. If you look at the way the fudge shops on the island have competed with each other over the years, and they have this friendly competition, but it's a competition, you know, and it's really been fun to learn about the various stories. And I know, Todd, you and your family, you've done so many cool things to keep your business going over the years.
This is our 75th year in fudge making. We started in Detroit. Moved to Mackinac Island in 1960 and been there ever since.
Is that story true about your dad? He was a little paper boy that was in front of the that shop. And
absolutely. I guess he yelled so loud and to get people to buy his papers, Harry came out and just shut him up and gave him a job. So he had a very loud voice.
Now, I see that Les is busy with kind of forming the fudge right now, right?
Right now, it's called creaming fudge. It goes around for about 5 minutes and cools the fudge down, and then it crystallizes. And so it crystallizes, and then you move it to one side, and you form it into a loaf. So that's what he's doing right now. Like I said, it takes about 5 minutes. We got another one coming in right now. So I'll let you see that one.
Wow. What are you making there?
That is Mackinac Island chocolate cherry. It's the fudge that's dedicated to the state park's 125th anniversary. So we made a special. We don't usually make that. It's a special flavor for the summer. It's a little.
That's what it looks like when it escapes.
You got your fudge. That's great to hear.
Yeah. Came 10 minutes ago. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Todd, can you tell us about what it's like, how you feel about all the hospitality workers and those that are helping you put out the fudge every day and how this is affecting them?
Yeah, it's really been the toughest thing that's ever happened in my lifetime, that's for sure. All these great people, these hardworking people that just want to work in the hospitality industry, all of a sudden it's gone, poof, just like that. And through no fault of their own, absolutely no fault of their own. And everybody's still hunkered down, hoping that we can save the summer, which I think we can. And that's what we're hanging our hat on right now. So.
Well, it's the jewel of the state. Everybody knows Mackinac Island, but we need to make sure everybody goes to Mackinac Island this summer. And are you taking bookings at the hotel right now, Todd?
Yeah, absolutely. And we're taking bookings, and if you don't feel, if you make a reservation and you're not going to make that reservation, you can kick the can down the road to September or October. But I think it's going to be beautiful there in July. I know we're not going to have the crowd, so it'll be a lot nicer there. We're doing a lot of different things so you have your personal space around you, less people coming over. The whole thing's a state park, so you got a lot of room. And we're going to do as much as we can to minimize any kind of a threat to anybody's health, that's for sure, especially our employees. So it's going to be an interesting summer, but we're up to the challenge, and I'm really looking forward to it, actually, just to get out of my house.
Well, Todd, it's so good to see you, and we can't wait to visit you and all the businesses there on Mackinac Island and support tourism and all the workers. And Tom, hold off and save me some of that fudge.
Sorry, dude.
It's hard to hold off. I understand that.
Are you taking orders right now, Todd, for people who want to have deliveries of fudge?
Yeah, we are. We put out a Mother's Day special. And we've been making fudge every day for the last month or so. Just a few batches here and there. So it went really well. We had almost 500 orders for Mother's Day, which sort of surprised us how busy it was. But people really want that Mackinac Island experience, and that's what they get when they order the fudge. Plus, it's for mom.
Well, I can smell it from here.
Almost. I can almost taste it. Oh,
yeah, you can.
Orders for Father's Day here in a little bit too.
Todd, tell Les thank you so much for helping us out too.
I will do that. So, all right.
Well, it was so good.
I'm sorry. It's just so good.
Look at that, Dave. How about, it's just hard.
I've eaten so much fudge over the years, and over the winter, I really start to think, man, I could really use some fudge right now. So I'm missing that right now. I know we're all missing, going to great places like Mackinac Island and the experiences we all love. But hey, folks, we're going to be out there sooner than you know it. We'll be back out there. So just hang tough. We'll be okay.
The website again is mrlaef.org to make your donation. Big, small, it doesn't matter. Whatever you can give, that would be greatly appreciated. Whoa, what do we get? Pete Kehoe, what are you doing?
You were putting me back on the air, guys.
Yeah.
Let's go to Pete Kehoe next.
Thank goodness you didn't blow your nose.
I was about to. Thanks.
I thought you were going to hand Tom some napkins for his fudge.
I could use it.
Yeah, he could. And I have to tell you guys that Les is one of my very best friends.
Yeah.
Les and his wife, and my wife and I went to see Billy Joel in New York City in November. Yeah, and Todd too. I mean, I've known the family for years and years and years, and Les makes the best fudge on the island, you guys. No bias coming from me as a friend at all. It's the best. It really is. So,
well, we would love to hear another song from you after you, if you're ready.
Yeah. I was
whatever you're gonna do.
Nope, I'm ready.
All right, what are you gonna play for us?
Well, let's see. I mean, this is kind of a timely, I guess, kind of song. This is a song I wrote for Art Prize several years ago in Grand Rapids, and didn't win, but had a good song come out of it. It was a challenge from a friend to write a song and record it in one day, and I actually did it in about an hour and a half. And this is the song. It's called "Everything Must Change," and it's just kind of it was kind of a view about 5 years ago that a lot of things in the world need to change, and whether we like it or not, things are changing right now. So anyway, and I have to say this and the other song, Big Water, are both on iTunes. Shameless plug there. So people, something going on. Every time you turn around, someone doing wrong. There's so much pain and suffering, people bound in chains. Well, I'd say everything must change. People, there's something going down. This world we have made for us is crashing to the ground. When bloodshed and thievery are all remains, where then everything must change. Peace and prosperity are distant memories. Our greed and our avarice are the greatest enemies. I'm leaving the goodness for mankind. Am I foolish? Just a dreamer? Or have I gone blind? People, lend me your ears. It's time to bring back the love, eliminate this fear, and take back what once was ours, and start a new campaign, telling everyone that everything must change. Hunger and misery, poverty and strife. There's no way for man to live. There's no kind of life. I'm hearing the goodness of our mankind. Or am I foolish, just a dreamer? Or am I gone blind? People, oh people, oh, raise up your heads. It's time to get down to it and take back this promised land. With love and compassion, the world gone insane, and then everything could change. Give up your heart and make a difference each day, and maybe everything will change. Everything must change. Everything must change.
Everything Must Change. Great song from Pete Kehoe. Fantastic job. Hey, we're gonna have you hold on if you can and bring you back to close out the show. Is that cool?
Okay. Thanks, fellas.
Awesome. Well, Tom, I think it's that
time
to bring in that voice. I mean, I think we all recognize him.
Actually, he's the great voice of the Great Lakes, and also the Shepler Fairies as well. There he is, Santa Claus.
That's my biggest job, the voice on Chris Shepler's Mackinac Island Ferry. It's my favorite job, that's for sure. I thought this thing ended at 8, and I thought I was left on the cutting room floor for a live show. I've been sitting here dutifully since 6:45. I was on the show, but I thought maybe I wasn't on this today.
Paul, this is not radio. It's not down to seconds. You know, we have all night.
I guess you do. Well, what is the scheduled end time?
Whenever.
Good. All right. I didn't know that.
Paul, we're on island time tonight. We just take our own.
I forgot about that. And I love Mackinac Island. I didn't get to go there as a kid. That wasn't one of our family traditions, frankly. It just wasn't in the cards, but we've made it a family tradition for my family. And I'd asked, in fact, I actually wrote a novel while I was waiting, but I asked the kids, anyone get that? I asked the kids what their favorite part of Mackinac Island was. And Adam and Natalie riding bikes around the island. Jamie swing dancing in the Grand Hotel ballroom with the Grand Hotel Orchestra. Sophie just likes Grand Hotel, period, because that's kind of what she grew up on. We always took a picture of her each year on the Turtle with me right outside the Jockey Club. So that's been, there are so many traditions on Mackinac Island. Kim loves the Jockey Club and the carriage rides to the woods and the Esther Williams swimming pool, and Onique, who's been there forever, again at the Jockey Club. There's so many wonderful things on this island, though. And
here's one.
That Fudge and Todd does such a great job of follow. You haven't been to the island unless you, in the old days at least, saw Vic riding around on a bike on the island. And Todd running from one business to another. They own 1 billion businesses on the island. Now that the Mussers are no longer the owners of Grand Hotels, you got to look at the Calverts and the Bissons and a few other people that are going to become the big names now, all by themselves. And by the way, what did Dan Musser know that we didn't know? Timing? Talk about timing. My goodness. But I did talk to the guy who really is running the show over there, Ken Hayward, and he is that hotel is going to be as ready as it's ever been for all of us to come up. The whole island is going to be as ready as it ever could be for all of us to come up. And maybe you watched, ESPN ran the famous National Stone Skipping Contest that I was pleased to be a part of. This well, they just ran it again this past week, along with Eric the Voice Steiner, who was a former champion, and his son won this last year. I don't know, Dave, are they still planning on doing that July 4th again? Do you know?
I'm not sure. We have to ask.
We've heard of so many cancellations of so many things.
Yeah.
Who could think that so many wonderful annual events and traditions could be wiped out by one little virus?
I know. And you know, what we're doing tonight and tomorrow night is all in support of all those people who are usually providing those memories that you talked about.
Absolutely.
And, those traditions that we're all used to.
Mm-hmm.
So we're hoping that people will go to that website, mrlaef.org, and give a little to help those folks out, because it's like it's all about traditions.
There's a lot going on here, but just as a reminder, this is to benefit the Michigan hospitality industry employees. That's our official goal here with our Pure Michigan MLive and Under the Radar Michigan music variety program. I hope you've been enjoying, as I have been, sitting by and watching this. And, you know, I would come up to the island many times a year for work. And that's all well and good. We would do our Pure Michigan tour. We do our Michigan Harbor tour. We do the Greater Detroit Regional Chamber Policy Conference. But if you come up here on vacation, it is a whole different experience. And I would urge anybody who's had to come up here for business, yeah, it's a great place to do business. But don't say, yeah, I've been to Mackinac Island. I've done it. You haven't done it unless you do it here with your family on a vacation, not working, but on a vacation. I've discovered so much more about Mackinac Island when we once a year come up as a family. And that gets harder and harder to do as the kids get older and older. But we still have been able to bring them all together and bring them up to Mackinac Island. And it is a wonderful experience that they will cherish for years thinking about it. And a good number of them will do it with their own families. And they'll tell stories about how they did it with their mom and dad, grandma and grandpa. And
we'll be back soon. We'll be back soon.
There's no question about that. All of Michigan will be back soon.
Paul, one quick question. Paul W. Smith, WJR Radio, just an iconic voice.
I know who I am. You don't have to tell me who I am. I do know who I am.
He's got the logo right there, too.
I'm a little tired here because I'm on the air very early in the morning. Oh, you noticed product placement.
Yes, I know. Very nice placement.
Wait a second. Let me get a drink of my Abso Pure water.
One quick question for me. We're all four of us travel quite a bit. It's the workers, though, the people behind the scenes, you know, the dock porters on Mackinac Island, the person pouring the drinks, making the rum runners at the Pink Pony. It's those people that I think are often forgotten, but at Mackinac, they are such a big part of your experience. Do you have any stories to share about those people that you've encountered over the years?
Not one I could tell on a live program. But I will say that one of the great things about Mackinac Island is when you come back to the Pink Pony or Grand Hotel or Island House or wherever you come, generally speaking, it's the same people there to greet you. Yeah. So your kids grow up with them. They start to embrace you. They know you. And that's part of the beauty of it. These workers, these hospitality industry employees are getting killed by this thing. Something like 8 million restaurant workers completely out of work, no income at all, and they can't easily get the stimulus money. Those workers aren't able to line up for that money. So they're depending on things like this wonderful program that you guys have put on for this whole week to remember them and to let them know how much we really do care about what they do and how much they really do add to our experiences. We couldn't do it without them, without their help, without their guidance.
Now's the time to tip them. Tip them tonight.
This is the big tip time. Yeah. This is the big tip time. MRLAEF.org. MRLAEF.org. Next year, make this a little shorter. When we're in COVID-20.
Well, Paul, I know you need to get up like in about 15 minutes to start your show.
I'm not going to bed.
WJR. So thanks for spending some time with us tonight.
Yeah. I had a whole routine set up. What, I'm done? No, I'm kidding. Believe me, I'm kidding. Please, one last plea, and that is, you were talking about fudge, and you guys showed your fudge a moment ago, John and Tom, sharing your fudge with everyone but Dave and I. But anyway, we have, thanks to the Calawerts and Ribas, every year when I'm up for the Mackinac Policy Conference, they make a special fudge, Paul W.'s Mocha Morning, which is a nice little touch of mocha and fudge, coffee, and the whole deal. It is a very special treat. So if you're ever up there during that Chamber Policy Conference, be sure to ask at Ribas for Paul W.'s Mocha Morning Fudge. And along the way, remember all of these nice people that help us day in and day out, who are hurting in ways we can't even imagine. And that's why you want to go to that really long place, MRLAEF.org. It rolls right off the tongue. MRLAEF.org. And make that donation. It's just a tip, but it means everything to these folks. Glad I could join you guys. I'm waiting for my fudge.
Thanks, Paul W. We'll be listening. We'll be listening in the morning, early in the morning on 760 WJR. Paul W. Smith. Nobody likes it. By the way, if you miss Paul's show, you can always tune in Sunday at 4:00 to the Travel Michigan radio program with.
I've heard it. I've been on it.
I know you have. Just last weekend.
Well, before we bring Pete Kehoe back for one more great song, maybe we should tease a little bit of what's happening tomorrow night on the show.
No, tease them. Just tell them what's coming up. Come on,
oh my
Tom.
gosh, we've got. We'll go around. We'll go in a circle. We've got Detroit rocker Eddie Brannick's going to be on with some Detroit style rock and roll. John.
That's great. A gospel artist, Grammy-nominated gospel artist from Grand Rapids. Marvin Sapp will be with us, and he has got a powerful voice and a powerful message. You're going to love him.
Yeah, we're going to do some Coney tasting and judging.
I don't know about the judging, or the tasting, but we're going to check them out.
Yeah, up in Flint.
Yeah.
Going to have some Detroit connections, too. Let's see. Mitch Albom.
Mitch Albom's going to be on.
The famous author and just super nice guy. And there's another Detroit connection. Did you guys know about that?
No, why don't you spill the beans?
So our good friend, Mr. Tim Allen, the voice of Pure Michigan, will be with us tomorrow. And we can't wait for that as well. He's just such a great guy. So smart, so funny, and so caring about the same people that we're caring about tonight, and hoping that you'll help tonight by giving to MRLAEF.org. So the one and only Tim Allen tomorrow on the program.
Yeah, so 7 p.m. tomorrow, same place, same time. The MLive Facebook page, Pure Michigan Facebook page, on Under the Radar Michigan Facebook page. We'll be doing some watching parties as well. So give if you can. Buy the T-shirt because it's cool. And join us tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. We'll be right here.
All right, folks, there's one last view of Mackinac Island for the evening. It's an incredible view from Fort Mackinac. I want to thank Justin, the folks at the Mackinac State Historic Park, for offering this view for us. I wish I was there right now, huh, guys?
Oh, yeah, you and me both.
Soon.
With that blueberry daiquiri in my hand. Or mojito.
Or a rum runner or two.
Or whatever. Just give it to me.
Thanks a lot, Dave. And let's bring our musical guest for the evening.
Hey, guys.
There he is.
Hey, buddy.
So I just want to say really quick, I beat you both at the history quiz. And I was shouting all of I actually got everyone right. I swear to God. My wife can testify. I was shouting them out. And Dave, you can get Ribas Fudge mail order during the winter. They make it year round, and you can order it online, just so you know, because I've done it many times for my family. There you go, Tom, right there. The pink box. There you go. So anyway, thanks for having me, you guys. I really appreciate it. And I really give to these people. Please give to these people. They need the money, and they deserve your money because they serve all of us when we're out having a good time, and they're good people. They deserve it. So this is a song that I wrote with a friend of mine about the old shillelagh. You guys been there?
Yep.
It's about a guy at the end of the bar who almost met everybody in the world. And this is called I Shook the Hand of the Man Who Shook Hands with the King.
Well, you are going to be playing us out, so thank you everyone for joining us tonight. Again, like Tom said, 7 p.m. tomorrow night. Friday is the last of our shows for the week. A lot of great guests, as you heard, and it's been a lot of fun tonight.
Yeah, see you on Mackinac Island.
Yes, sir. I'll be there.
Play us out, buddy. Pete Kehoe, everyone.
I know that I know Fabio when looking into the mirror. I know my life don't count for much, but there's one thing I hold dear. And even though I love him so, when I never saw him sing, I got to shake the hand of a man who shook hands with the king. I was working as a busboy back in 1968 at a little place in Memphis where everybody ate. Talking to the restaurant and no one said a thing. And it was there I knew why everybody called him the king. I shook the hand of the man who shook hands with the king. Though it wasn't his, I swear I felt his diamond rings. All those folks I always met, well, they don't mean a thing. I shook the hand man who shook hands with the king. You might have been a bodyguard, you might have been a friend. You could have been the king's chauffeur, it doesn't matter in the end. But all I know is when I let go, well, I felt like I had wings. When I shook the hand man who shook hands with the king. It was better than the time I saw George Jones at the bar. Better than the time I saw I love it in his car. Or time I saw Kitty that came from Reeves Cat. At the time that Vince Gill's caddy helped me fix the flat. Now that's close and that's close to most would ever get to him. I remember how we looked that day back when he was thin. Life ain't fair and nothing compares to the brush I've had with fame. I shook the hand of man who shook hands with the king. It was better than like I bought Conway Twitty's hair. Better than the time I saw Loretta at the fair. Better than the autograph that Alabama signed. I must admit that it don't get no better in my mind. I shook the hand of the man who shook hands with the king. Though it wasn't his, I swear I felt his diamond rings. All those folks that almost met, they don't mean a thing. I shook the hand man who shook hands with the king. I shook the hand man who shook hands with the king. I shook the hand man who shook hands with the king. Thanks, everybody.